Bloody hell, Alan, are you late again? The head's been in my office banging on about Pupil Premium numbers again. Just be aware of which one's a PP and apply some extra pressure, will you? Numbers last year were dreadful, and between me and you, if there's no improvement, I reckon you could be for the job. Anyway, I'll see you at lunch. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Just a second. Alex, is it?
Aye.
I'm Alan. Come on in. Take a seat. I'll be with you in a second. I just need to check something.
Bloody hell, Alan, are you late again?
Sorry I'm late. I had to take my little sisters to school.
No, don't worry about it at all. I was a little late myself, actually. I'm just having a look at some of your grades. Alex, these are really good.
Didn't sound too surprised.
Well, sorry, no. I don't normally get students with these sorts of grades. So, what is it you're thinking of doing after sixth form?
An electrical apprenticeship?
Oh, really?
What's wrong with that?
I just thought with grades like this, you might have considered university.
I have considered it, and I've decided against it.
All right, may I ask why?
Well, a degree's 3 years minimum, innit? So that's 3 years out of the job market, without the £9 a year fees, plus whatever it costs to stay alive during that time.
But your earning potential is much improved with a degree.
Not in English literature.
Oh, God.
You were hoping I wanted to be an engineer, weren't you?
Is there anything else you might fancy?
Creative writing?
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint. Hey, does that light not do your head in?
I don't know. So, what is it about an electrical apprenticeship that appeals? I mean, it could be more different to literature.
I don't know. My granddad was an electrician. He worked hard, did it right for himself. I like to work hard. I'd be earning money right away, and I just think it would be useful.
Useful?
The power gan's off a lot round ours. My mum works late, but I do the tea. So it's hard doing oven chips without an oven. It's just nice to never have to be stuck, to know how to get me sell-out situations instead of waiting on someone else.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still be handy round the house, Alex, and get a degree. You said your mum works late. What is it she does?
Works in Aldi.
And your dad?
Don't have one.
Well, you could be the first in your family to go to university.
Nah, not for me, that. Moving all that way to live with a bunch of jumped-up pricks.
Oh, come on now, Alex. Not everyone that goes to university is a jumped-up prick.
What's your language, Alan? This is a careers interview.
Look, Alex, with grades like these, you should be applying to Oxford.
Oxford? To be daft.
Well, Alex, you predicted a fleet of A stars. I mean, you could get a scholarship with these grades.
Are you serious? They'd let me in?
Of course. I was surprised no one's mentioned this to you sooner.
Can't see me eating me supper in a gown like, wafting about the corridors like fucking Harry Potter.
Well, I know it can seem alien, you know, what with your family.
What about me family?
Well, didn't go to university.
Did you go to uni?
Well, I hardly think
Did
that.
you?
Well, no.
But you sit here all day telling kids like me to go.
No, I'm not telling you what to do.
Who are you to tell me to go if you didn't even go yourself? Were you too thick? Was that it? Didn't get the grades? I'm not daft, you know. I've done me research and I can't afford to gamble. Do you know how much debt the average student leaves uni with? 50 grand. I can't even imagine that kind of money. And do you know how many graduates actually leave university with a graduate job? It's 52%. So half the fuckers are paying all that money and find themselves no better off. In fact, they're 3 years behind. Do you like your job, dear? Sending kids off to a future of crippling debt?
I mean, we're here to talk about your career, not mine. Look, there's so many benefits, Alex, to a university education. I mean, for a start, graduates often start off with a much higher wage.
I'd just be paying it back my whole
All right,
life.
well, it's not just about the money.
Oh, that's an opinion only the wealthy can afford.
Well, I mean, there's certain social benefits
I see, because the people around here aren't good enough.
I didn't say that.
You're thinking that no one would choose to be working class if they could change it? It's all something we're trying to avoid? What are you saying, Alan? Is me granddad not aspirational enough for you?
I think we've got off on the wrong foot.
Aye. I came here looking for advice on an apprenticeship, and all you've done is patronise us, despite the fact that I seem to know more about this than you do. Forget it, man. I'll sort me sell out as usual.
Well, it seems like you need less training than you think when it comes to electrics. Alex, look, I didn't mean to offend you, and I get what you're saying about the expense, but can I be honest? It sounds like an excuse. It sounds like you're scared.
Known as all 5 minutes, he thinks he's friggin' Sigmund Freud.
No, you're right. Look, I know I don't know you that well, but look, here's what I do know. You're a smart lad. And if you want to do an electrical apprenticeship, you wouldn't be here. The A star in physics alone would walk you in, and if not, there's an A star in English to help you write a brilliant application. So what's stopping you? Look, there's an open day coming up. Just go, see what you think, and if I'm wrong, you're welcome to come back here and tell me just how wrong I am.
Honestly, man, I never thought I'd bloody get here. Kira was refusing to put a uniform on. Marley wouldn't brush her teeth. Honestly, I was ready to lamp the pair of them.
Look. Is that safe?
I reckon it's an easy fix.
Well, be careful. My job's already on the line. If you go up in a blue smoke, I'm definitely for the chop.
Is it because you're always late that you might lose your job?
Thank you for that. No, the school's just going through a rough patch, that's all. I wasn't that late.
What I'm hearing, Alan, is you just didn't want to be here.
I forgot you were smart.
Do you not like your job then?
It wasn't what I dreamed of as a kid, no.
What did you want to be?
A footballer.
Sorry, sorry. I just can't imagine it. Do you still play?
Oh, God, no. No, packed in ages ago.
Were you any good?
I was decent. No, nothing to write home about.
I used to do athletics, me. I won a few medals in that, like. Mostly because I used to run everywhere because it was cheaper than the bus. Got me bike now, though.
Well, I was toying with the idea of getting a bike, actually. I haven't ridden for ages, though. I think I might be the exception to the rule, you know, about forgetting how to do it. Anyway, look, tell me about the open day.
Oh, it was mad, man. Huh? I didn't think buildings like that still existed. Like, imagine people still living in them stone castles. But it's bastard freezing.
Well, can you see yourself living there?
Nah. Well, I don't know. I didn't think so, but then I saw, like, the library and that, and I thought, I could get used to this, all right.
Would you have many books at home?
A few. Usually get one at Christmas. My granddad had the complete works of Shakespeare, you know. I don't think he ever read them, but he knew they're important. Certainly keep you busy when the TV's got any power.
And did they tell you what you'd be reading as part of the course?
Ah, it sounds class. Not sure about some of the medieval stuff, but they've got a mint children's literature module. I feel like I never really read the right stuff growing up. Like, how are you supposed to know what to read? I just thought Peter Pan was a frigging cartoon.
Well, that's what you go in there to find out.
Oh, well, I didn't want to be the resident moron. I was sat there watching the PowerPoint presentation, and then they put this picture of a woman up next to the name George Eliot. And I'm looking at the people next to us thinking, poor lad, he's fucked up his PowerPoint. But they're looking at us like I was mental. You know why? Oh. George Eliot is a bloody woman. Did you know that? It's like they're trying to catch out. I'm not going to fit in there, am I?
Well, I mean, you're not going there to fit in. You're going there to learn.
Oh, man, everyone wants to fit in, especially if you're different. 3 years of being a loner, way behind everyone else because they've learned this stuff since they were bairns. Nah, Alan, don't think it's for me, you know.
Well, look, I mean, Alex, times have changed. I mean, there's students just like you all over the country applying to Oxbridge right now.
Yeah, and how many do you think they're going to let in after the interview? Once they hear me accent and see me nerves? You should have seen the Tweed Brigade, man. The fucking smugness was through the roof. No one there looked or sounded like me.
Well, how are things going to change if you don't go?
Man, I've got enough to worry about without being some kind of working class hero. Maybe I should just do the apprenticeship.
Oh. Well, It seems like you're already a skilled electrician.
Shut up.
Look, if you want to know what it is you have to read, they're the people that are going to be able to tell you.
Oh, no, you're right, but it still annoys us. Like, why does some Oxford Don get to decide what's quality?
That's a great question, Alex. Why don't you ask them? What did your mum think of Oxford?
Said I should just do what I want.
Did she like the university?
I went on my own. No point paying for train tickets.
Right, well, I mean, look, the way I see it, you might as well keep your options open. You know, if you do apply for Oxford, you can always decide not to go. But if you don't apply, well, you've got no choice after exams, have you?
Suppose you're right.
Yeah. So, shall we begin the application?
What? Now?
No, there's no time like the present. We'll jot down a few ideas about your personal statement, and then you can go away, write it up, and we'll redraft it until it's perfect, okay?
All right. Have you got a pen and paper?
Well, brings a sodden toolbox to school, but not a bloody pen.
No, it's too hard.
For A-star, Alex, I didn't think I'd see you stuck for words.
It's no good, man. I feel awkward. Can I do it at home?
Yeah, of course. Look, I'll email you some questions to think about while you write.
We haven't got the internet at home.
Oh, right. Of course.
Just show us, man. I'll remember them.
You will?
A-star Alex, Santa.
Okay. You're in early.
You want to talk?
Everything all right?
I finished it. It's probably all wrong.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Right? Here goes nothing. For most people, university is the start of adult life. It's their first taste of independence, a new challenge, and a world beyond their doorstep. But I feel like I've already had my fair share of these things, and mostly because of reading. Choosing my own books from the children's library was my first taste of independence, where I could carve out something for myself. Reading Shakespeare by candlelight, without the help of the internet, has shown me that I have the tools to unpick the most challenging material in the most challenging circumstances. But mostly, reading has introduced me to people and places beyond the small town that I come from. For me, then, a literature degree is less about the start of adulthood and more like a second chance at childhood. What are you staring at? Is it rubbish?
No, not at all. It's actually rather beautiful. Please, continue.
My favourite book is Roald Dahl's Matilda.
No, we can't do that.
Why not? It's good.
I really will lose my job.
Well, can you at least hear us out? I talk about how it shows the power of reading, how it's a means of escape, and how I read it to my little sisters.
But, laudable as those reasons are, Alex, it's not exactly academically rigorous. I mean, not for Oxford.
This is a bloody minefield.
No, easily fix that one. Let's move on to the next paragraph.
All right. Beyond academia, I believe that I could be an asset to the university by extracurricular means. I was English champion in the 1500 metres, winner of the county cross-country championship, selected to represent my tutor group on the school council.
Whoa, so let's just pause there, shall we? Oh, God, what's all this?
Well, you told us to include all the extracurricular achievements.
Oh, yeah, well, not make them up. I mean, performed with Northern Ballet.
I did. They were touring schools in rough areas looking for people to have a go.
What, and you just volunteered, did you?
Of course I fucking didn't. I was off. Me mates stitched us up and put my name down. Quite good, actually. Taught us how to jump dead high.
I mean, are any of your extracurriculars actually to do with English? I mean, look, have you had any poetry published? Are you part of a reading group? Well, perhaps it's time we started.
Why?
Well, to show that you're committed and passionate.
Did you not read the bit about Shakespeare by candlelight?
You're applying to a highly academic institution.
I with highly academic grades and highly academic subjects.
But they want to know what you're going to contribute to the student body, not hide away in your room with half the contents of the library.
I thought that's what university was all about.
You can do whatever you want when you get there, but for now, you've got to play the game.
Play the game? I don't even know the friggin' rules. How are they supposed to know if I did all this stuff anyway? They can't check if I went to a reading group.
Well, true, but at least you'll have something to talk about at interview.
So what you're saying is I have to become a completely different person between now and then if I want to get in?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Can't I just tell them it's George Eliot, Gaff?
No,
Make
no.
a joke of it, like.
Well, wouldn't make a joke of your own ignorance, no.
Ignorance, eh? Remind us how many degrees you've got again, Alan.
All I can do is offer you the best advice, I think. It's up to you whether you take it or not. Look, the deadline's next week. I'm happy to look over as many drafts as possible till then. It really is a very good personal statement, Alex. One of the best I've read. I think you stand a brilliant chance.
That's what I'm worried about.
Look, you know, I was nervous when I started here. No, I'm not from round here. I didn't even know the school existed. I didn't know a soul. New beginnings. They were always daunting.
Aye, because they're always the end of something else. If I go to Oxford, I'm leaving behind everything I know. What if I can't get back?
Well, you're not going to the moon.
What me mum do if I leave?
Well, she wants what's best for you.
She's not well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She just struggles sometimes. Anyway, I'm sure she'll be better soon. The doctors are really smart.
Yeah, Alex.
Right, so I'll make these corrections and I'll get it back to you.
But listen, Alex, is someone looking after...
Thanks for your help.
Alan, would it kill you to be on time? Just as well your first appointment is cancelled. Had social services on the phone about Alex Smith. Awful stuff. His mum overdosed last night. They're saying she might be sectioned.
Alex Smith, oh, God, you will be the death of me.
Keep your hair on. I made it, didn't I?
Oh.
Did you think I wasn't coming?
Well, I thought you might have changed your mind, yes.
To be honest, I've changed it a million times. When the alarm went off this morning, I thought, I'm awake now, might as well.
So what's it like then, your new place?
All right.
And your mum?
Do you normally come to interviews with students?
Well, it's not every day a student has an interview at Oxford.
Forgot how far away it was. And all that clarting about on tubes and that. Can't exactly get back quickly if I need to. Whereabouts are you from, Alan? Like, whereabouts down south?
I'm not from down south.
Shut up. Where'd you get that accent then?
Harrogate.
Harrogate? Where's that? That's not north.
Of course it is.
I thought you were southern. Here, do you want to hear something hilarious? Guess where we went on a school trip last week?
I've no idea.
The bloody food bank. Couldn't believe it. The head said it was to show us how fortunate we were. Don't think he was expecting me to be on first name terms with all the staff. And get this, next week, we've got to bring in something to donate. So I'm just going to be handing back something to them that's already theirs. Anyway, gave us an idea for me EPQ.
Go on then.
Well, decided to take your advice. I'm going to do something related to the course. I'm going to do a creative writing one. Right. Basically, it's going to be like a modern day Oliver Twist, looking at poverty, charity, state support, like what happens to kids who've got no one.
Amazing, Alex. Make sure you mention that today. So what are they like then, your foster parents?
No point getting attached. We'll be back with me mum soon enough. Feel sorry for them, really.
Well, what did they say when you told them where you'd go today?
How, Alan? Imagine if you got me as a foster kid, you'd think you won the friggin' lottery. Good grades, doesn't need lifts anywhere, nearly old enough to piss up out your hair. Primo foster kid right here.
Well, I know you're being facetious, but I happen to think you're right.
Ironic, innit? I'm worth the big bucks to them. Haven't got a penny to me name.
And how are your sisters?
Fine. They hardly ever mention Mum. She's not a big talker either, like me, Mum. Like, when I first said I might go to Oxford or I might be an electrician, she didn't really have much to say. She just shrugged her shoulders and said she knew I'd make the right choice. I always do. Part of me was thinking she'd be horrified about the apprenticeship. Don't know why. Never got to tell her about the interview.
Well, I'm sure she's very proud.
Nah, I don't know. She's not really into all this academic stuff. Never been to award nights and that at school. Says it makes her uncomfortable. She went to the same school when she was younger. Said the teachers were horrible to her.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is, because I think she's really smart, or could have been. She's mint with homework. Don't know why I'm talking about her in the past tense. Have you got kids?
Me? No.
Did you not want any?
Just never worked out that way.
Did you or lass not want them? Or lad?
Well, no, it's funny. When I was your age, I had a whole picture of how my life would be. Marriage, kids, dog.
What kind?
Oh, black Labrador.
Obviously.
Football at the weekends, you know. That's if I hadn't made it professional, you know. Some things just don't work out that way.
Did you try?
Try what?
To make it happen. When I first met you, you were all Billy Big Bollocks about friggin' carpe diem and not bottling the scary stuff. Did you take your own advice?
I don't suppose I did, really.
Well then, can't complain, can you? But you know what, Alan? It's never too late to start.
Oh.
Turns out your advice isn't too shabby. So, if you're looking for someone to tell you what you need to hear, get the dog, buy the bike, stop bottling it.
Look, Alex, I've got to ask.
Oh, did it start, man?
If your mum does go away...
Don't.
Look, Alex, your sisters, they'll be fine. They've got somewhere to stay. They've got people to look after them.
I look after them. I'm the brother.
But you're only 17.
Yeah, well, when I'm 18, I can be their legal guardian.
Is this what you want at 18? Alex, you could go to university. You could get a good job. You could be a brilliant example to them.
Abandon them. Brilliant example, that I. Just like me da. If I go to Oxford, they've got no one left.
So why are we going to this interview?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Alex, I was hoping you'd be here. Oh, I've got something for you, actually. I found it on my bookshelf last night. You said you hadn't read it. Any word from Oxford yet?
What does Pupil Premium mean?
A pupil premium. Well, it's a government term to describe a certain type of student. Why?
Students like me. What's it mean?
Well, it means a number of things, actually. Pupils on free school meals, pupils in care, pupils whose parents are in the forces.
And the premium?
Each school gets a certain amount of money per disadvantaged student.
Jesus Christ. A price tag?
No.
Like friggin' top trumps?
No.
Do you get more money if I go to uni because I'm pupil premium?
No.
You're a fucking liar!
Oh, what is going on here?
Alan, it's Tessa. The head's just been in. He asked how many pupil premium kids you'd got to apply for uni. I think you're going to have a hard time convincing him to keep you on with the numbers being so low. You know the pressure we're under from Ofsted. The last list he sent through still had a maybe though. Did that lad get into Cambridge in the end? The one whose mother is a druggie? He could make all the difference if you managed to pull that off.
Alex,
I actually believed you. I genuinely thought it was my best option.
oh, it is your best option. And I'm increasingly convinced it is your only
You can
option.
drop the nice guy act now, Alan. You don't have to pretend to care about the poor disadvantaged kid anymore. God, talk about gaslighting. You made me think I was bottling it, worried about money, not wanting to leave me family, but really you just wanted to bump up your numbers to save your pathetic little job, a job you don't even like.
That's not true.
You nearly made me leave the girls. I'm the only person they've got in the whole world, and you had me convinced it was better for them if I left, all to serve your fucking statistics.
It's not like
Oh,
that.
just tell me the fucking truth for once.
Okay, all right, okay. Yes, the head wants me to get Pupil Premium students to go to university. And yes, my job probably is on the line if I don't. And maybe I was trying to convince you to go to university because it was better for me than for you, but now... But I never pretended to care about this job or about what people do with their lives, but I genuinely think you should go for you.
Well, maybe you should care, Alan. You know, you're dealing with kids who no one gives a fuck about. So if you just seem to take an interest in them and tell them they're worth something, they might just believe you. And that's a lot of influence for a man who doesn't give a
I
shit.
don't ask for influence. I'm just some bloody careers bloke you see once a week. I'm not your...
Not me what?
Never mind.
No, go on.
No.
Not me what? Not me dad? Was that what you're going to say, Alan? You're not me dad? Well, thank fuck.
Alex, look,
I got in, by the way.
that's amazing!
Yeah, but I won't be fucking going.
Look, please, I know I've messed
Oh,
up.
believe it or not, Alan, not everything is about you. Go on, fucking answer it. Let her know about all the brilliant work you've been doing with the underprivileged kids.
Look, Tessa, I really cannot talk right now. Your mum, she's...
So I won't be going after all.
I am so sorry.
It's just till she's better.
I got a dog.
What the fuck are you talking about?
A black Labrador. You know, I took your advice, well, my advice. You know, I did it.
Good for you,
And
Alan.
I got a bike. I rode it here, actually. Nearly fell off about 1,000 times. But I did it.
Why are you telling us this?
Because you were right. I was bottling it, as you say. I was a hypocrite. Asking you to be braver when I'm sat here in my comfort zone. You can't just expect life to just happen as if you don't have a choice. You've got to go and make it happen.
Yeah, but I didn't have a choice in any of it.
I mean, you still do. You can say, I choose this. I choose me.
What if I choose them?
Then I think you will ace that too. Ace that, Alex.
Probably wouldn't.
Oh, I don't doubt it. And you know what? Both choices, excellent. You can't go wrong.
What about your job?
I was never that keen on it anyway. Oh, and let me know what you think of Peter Pan.
Boy or girl? The dog?
Girl. I called her George.